Do you love me? What if Jesus asked you that question? It's one thing to say it, it's something more to live it. You know, it was just a couple weeks ago that Peter said, Master, I will lay down my life for you. Then when he was asked if he was one of the disciples, he said, I am not. 3 times denying that he even knew Jesus. Do you love me? Jesus asked him not so much to get an answer, but to have Peter think about it, to encourage Peter to look deeply within himself and to recommit himself to that brash statement he said at the Last Supper, I will lay down my life for you. Jesus tells him, when you grow old, you will stretch out your hands and someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go. Jesus was telling him that Peter would also face the cross and be asked to stretch out his hands to give himself. Jesus was telling him that love can be difficult. It means we need to set priorities and make decisions about letting go of certain options so that we can follow where our heart is leading us. Jesus was telling him to think deeply about his faith, and when he was ready, follow me. Step out of your old life and allow God to guide you into something new. I like that line at the beginning of our gospel today where Peter says, I'm going fishing. Well, that doesn't mean he's got the day off and he's going to go down to the river. If you think about it, Peter was a professional fisherman. That's what he knew. That's the way he provided for himself. It was his security. So he was saying, I'm going back to what I did before I met Jesus. I'm going back to the way I was before Christ was important in my life. I'm still dependent on my old ways, my old thinking about what life is all about. And Jesus says, if you really love me, think again about how you live your life. Be willing to set aside the search for comfort and security. Be willing to trust in God's guidance to bring you to something new. Be willing to follow me. What if Jesus asked you, do you love me? He's asking all the time. He's always encouraging us to think deeply about our relationship with him. And full disclosure, he's saying that if we follow our hearts and follow him, we'll walk the way of the cross. Probably not in martyrdom, but in little ways, little martyrdoms, as we let go of the things that entice us but don't really help us to show our love for Christ, as we let go of ourselves and think of something larger. Jesus invites us every time we come before this altar to call to mind his willingness to set aside the easy route and give himself entirely out of love. He invites us to reflect on his love and to mirror that love in our lives. Are you ready to follow Christ? Are you ready to live your life in Christ? Do you love me?